We're going to start with demographic number one, the conscious community. What is consciousness and what does that mean? Well, y'all decide for yourself. What I'm going to say this is consciousness is always relative. Because what you perceive to be consciousness today will not be tomorrow. Remember like when y'all remember back in the day when you were like 14, 15, I love him. Or I love her. Remember that? In high school or junior high, whatever. Oh, I'm in love. But were you really? Now, based upon your consciousness then, yes. But now when you look back, you're like, wait a minute. I was just a fool. Okay? So consciousness is always relative and it evolves over time. What you believe to be conscious today will not be tomorrow. For instance, there was a time where I thought that eating meat was conscious. Not today. Okay? We're going to get into conscious community. Dealing with Public Enemy, Yo Rush the Show, and Boogie Down Productions, Criminal Minded. Now, the conscious community is a conglomeration of various social, political, and or religious organizations committed to the uplift of black people. While some of these organizations have assisted in the improvement of social, political, and or religious circumstances of black people, there were a significant number of these organizations that were financed and therefore controlled by the ruling elite. And the ruling elite are the ones who own the entertainment industry. And we talked about this in part 2. This level of control has been used, meaning to finance, quote unquote, black liberation movements. This level of control has been used to instigate debilitating divisions based upon perceived ideological differences amongst the black conscious community, divisions functioning as a covert means to control, to divide, and to conquer a necessary objective of the ruling elite. Furthermore, as it relates to the marketing of conscious hip-hop, each ideological division represented a new exploitable consumer market. So they divide us amongst each other. And then each one of those divisions become a new exploitable consumer market. How ingenious is that? I am a black nationalist. Consumer market. I am a Kemetic metaphysician. A new consumer market. I am a Rastafarian. I am a black revolutionary. I am a Pan-Africanist. I am a Afrocentrist. I am FOI, I am a Moor. I am a 5%er. I am a Mason. I am a black intellectual. Yeah, right. I am a Black Panther, etc. Each classification spawning members who constitute new exploitable consumer markets. And the entertainment industry were sure to tap into each one of these consumer markets based upon divisions. What's deep is this divided and disjointed amalgamation has been collectively weakened via ideological divisions and has therefore realized only a fraction of its true potential to affect positive change for black people. Divide and conquer. And each one constitutes a new consumer market to tap into. Ingenious. One of the effectual dynamics of this disempowerment has been self-righteous feelings, attitudes, and beliefs wherein the quote-unquote conscious perceive themselves to be, by virtue of their social, political, and or religious affiliation, more conscious than all others who do not share such an affiliation, including the black masses to which they claim to seek to uplift. I'm better than you are. The perception of superior consciousness is merely the result of the subconscious adoption of a superiority complex observable within the ruling elite itself. Herein we find particular members of the conscious community who mimic the thought patterns, behavior patterns, and race superiority-based scholarship of their perceived oppressors while still claiming to be in service to black people. In other words, you start to behave as your quote-unquote oppressor, or at least what you perceive to be your oppressor. As we have observed within the social, political, and organizational structure of the Black Boule, such a superiority complex fosters forms of black elitism And it is to this false sense of superiority and elitism that the hidden hand orchestrated early conscious rap. A pseudo, and I did say that, a pseudo political hip hop subgenre that was used to tap into a new consumer market, i.e. the so-called black conscious community.